Do you want a banana? This banana's for you.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing Tasigur the Golden Fang. This is a classic commander card that can mill and return cards from the graveyard to your hand, but it's your opponent's choice which non-land gets to be brought back. More importantly, Tasigur has Delve and costs 6 mana, which means that you can use him in a pod deck, a deck that sacrifices your creatures to get creatures that cost more. And in this deck, that's exactly what we do. We have a couple different ways to sacrifice Tasigur and just get some general Sultai value, since we're in those colors, in order to get out 7-cost creatures, or occasionally an 8-cost creature, Grizzlebrand. We're able to use things like Eldritch Evolution, Spawning Pod, Neoform, and you can even put things like Vivian into this deck in order to turn your Tasigur, which you can get out early by milling cards into your graveyard, using them to help pay your delve cost, to bring out Hullbreaker Horror or Toxrill. Yes, this is a deck that's got a bit of a toolkit since we are running a lot of these pod cards. Vannifar is able to sacrifice these creatures and go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8. We have all of these mana values covered, so you're able to turn your creatures into bigger, better creatures. And because we're in Sultai colors, we just have the goods. A lot of these have enter the battlefield abilities or just generate a lot of value. And I'm also able to run the other Sultai commanders like Muldrotha, Nashi. You could even put Yarok in here to get more value from your graveyard or from your enter the battlefield abilities. In this deck, because I want to fill up the graveyard with Tasigur, I've got things like Stitcher's Supplier, I've got tons of fetch lands, I've got cards like Malevolent Rumble and Satyr Wayfinder and even Undead Butler to fill up the grave so I can get Tasigur out on turn 3 or, well, whenever I'm ready to start sacrificing him. Or if maybe sacrificing him isn't the right move or I don't have those pieces, I can activate him for 4 mana, getting my graveyard even fuller to help discount his future casting costs, or just maybe only pay 2 mana to do this, so I can get cards from the graveyard to my hand for only 2 mana. Things like Biomancer's Familiar are a great way to discount Tasigur's ability. So let's take Tasigur into the queue and offer our opponents some fine bananas. Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. This is going to be a big, rampy green deck because she taps for 2 mana and can untap when you cast something that has a power of 5 or greater. So you tap her, untap her, tap her, untap her, tap her, untap her, especially if you have something like Goreclaw in play. You can get awesome. Let's see, I've got a Malevolent Rumble or Kami. Those both work as ramp here. I'm gonna go for the Rumble. What do I want in hand here? Another land, Nashi. Kind of like getting a 4th land. I just need stuff in my graveyard. You know, for my homeboy Tasigur. Gwenna's coming down. I could play Tasigur for 2 mana. And then I could spawn him next turn. Oh, that sounds fun. Okay, let's do that. I will play Tasigur, exiling 1, 2, 3, 4 from the graveyard, leaving open my green here. And using that for Kami of Bamboo Groves to ramp. Getting this Otawara in play. Perfect. So Spawning Pod is a pod that doesn't let you pick the creature you get. It's going to grab one of 2 creatures at random from my deck. Either Hullbreaker Horror or Toxrill. They're both good, and you can choose to put in whichever big boys you want. These are just the big boys that me and Twitch chat chose. Have I used Tasigur's ability yet? Infrequently. Tasigur is here to die. Whee. Okay, who do we get? Who do we get? Hullbreaker Horror! I'll cast this Deathrite Shaman, and I'll throw the Railway Brawler back into hand. Perfect. Okay. My deck's not built around, like, flashy instants. So, Hullbreaker Horror is not, like, crazy powerful here. It's just, like, it's a good card. I also added in 1 8-drop in the deck, but it's already in my hand. So, I cannot pod the Hullbreaker. I could turn my 1-drops into a 2-drop. I could turn Glarb into a 4-drop. A lot of those are removal. A lot of my 4s. But I think Glarb is better for just value. Great card. You like a turn 4 Hullbreaker Horror? Yeah. Oh no, they have a Goreclaw. So this is what I was afraid of. Goreclaw is a way that they can just unload their hand here. Because these big creatures now cost 2 less. And Gwenna refunds 2 mana when she untaps. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. That's a 10/10 Bristlebud. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Glarb. I'm gonna bounce the Bud, because he's a 10/10, and I'm scared. What's on top of my deck? A Toxic Deluge. I won't be able to cast that. This does not change what's on top of my deck if I sacrifice things here. I'm gonna turn Glarb into something else. Okay, Glarb, what did you become? Hostage Taker! All right, I love that. I think I grab the Hobbit, because I can cast that this turn. And I'll use that to bounce Gwenna, Goreclaw. It's like they're going to be able to recast stuff anyway. But I have the Hullbreaker, so like I have 1 big blocker. Oh my gosh, Karaga, thank you for gifting a sub to Augus. And Grimguild, thank you for the sub, watching us do horrible things with our potted Hullbreaker Horror. GG, Gwenna. Slimefoot and Squee. Slimefoot and Squee are reanimators. Even if you kill them, they can very easily come back just by sacrificing a sapling. A Slimefoot and Squee. Oh, please don't seize my thoughts. I have a lot of 2-drops in this hand. Hello, which 2-drop would you like to get rid of? The one that discounts my commander's ability that I only activate once in a blue moon? A good piece of card draw, some self-mill? You decide! Chat is rooting for Slimefoot and Squee. That's fair. If I draw cards, that will hurt me. It's like a baby Sheldred. Guess I could go for the Marauder here. I die, you die, we all die. I'm being asked, how much do I like the Pioneer Masters Limited? So I only got to play it during the early access event. And for anybody who missed my little tantrum, yeah, I'm going to call it a tantrum. The set came out yesterday, and 2 hours after the set came out, they released the new information for Aether Drift. And so I watched that. And it just kind of made me sad. So I didn't have a chance to play any of the limited because I had built this Tasigur deck in the 2 hours. And then, sorry, it's Aether Drift time. Why did it make me sad? Because they're releasing sets and cramming together the information so much. It is constant preview season. I want 5 minutes. Let me just, like, absorb the set. I'm not casting anything here because I want to hold up the mana drain. I don't want to let them reanimate. or flip the grist. So I'll just take the 4 here. Yeah, Pioneer Masters, a lot of people also don't consider it a real set, but it's real to me. Don't kill my Tasigur. I might actually get to activate him this game. I mean, I don't have the mana for it yet, but like, imagine. I guess, yeah, I have 4. Okay, lightning bolt. Is it a raid? Galvanic discharge. Oh, okay. They really want to kill Tasigur, I guess. Sure, he's dead. Thanks for the extra mana, though. There's nothing for me to grief. There's nothing for me to observe. So I think it's good to start with the rumble here. The malevolent rumble. Who goes into hand? Ooh, orb. Cracking this bad boy open. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that leaves me with 3 mana without having to use up this Eldrazi spawn to start milling myself using this orb. We love orbs here. Spawning pod and memory lapse. I'm gonna reorder those. I assume they will mill. And even though, actually, do I want to go for the spawning pod? Yeah, I'll have them mill the memory lapse. I think that the spawning pod and just trying to pod Tasigur, because that's the theme of the deck, is podding the Tasigur. Who knows? I might hit the slug this time, and that would kill all their saprolings now and forever. Oh, they don't have the mana to bring back Slimefoot here. So I am actually going to block Slimefoot. And then we're going to believe in the heart of the cards that there's a 50-50 that I get the one that I want. Should I also check out what's in their hand? I should probably check out what's in their hand. Oh, but then I can't pod. No. Okay, we're just doing it. Come on, Toxrill. Come on. Mama needs a new slug. That's Hullbreaker horror. So they'll get to bring back some pretty big stuff here. Definitely neither of those. They don't have a hand, no. But, like, I could cast something and then exile it. If I had sacrificed the spawn, I would have been able to follow up with the familiar. But I was really hoping for the slug. Okay, the Oliphant enters. They flip Grist. Grist can destroy the spawning pod or Palantir. Or just make bugs. Okay, they're destroying Palantir. They say no orbs allowed. And they're saying no orbs allowed because I think they milled and they hit Thoughtseize and Scarab God. Which is like, oof. Not attacking in because Hullbreaker Horror is dummy thick. I do have an 8-drop, by the way, in the deck. Wait a minute. I could actually pod Tasigur again and get the slug here. Okay, I'm going to do it. So in order to do this, I need to evoke the Grief, because that will put it in the graveyard. I will put the Overlord, or maybe I'll put Grief back into their hand. Yeah. Or sorry, I'll put Grist back into their hand to discard it. Bye, Grist. I love you. You're so cute. And then Tasigur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that will leave me with 1 mana up. I guess I'll also bounce the Oliphant, since it has big trample stompy buttons. And then use the 1 mana from the spawn to turn Tasigur into a tasty snack. And that tasty snack is The other 7-drop in the deck, Toxrill! Because we can walk the walk and talks the talk. No attacks. No more Saprolings either. There's the slug who makes more slugs. Doom slug. You love Toxrill. He's a salty slug. Okay, somebody's gonna go fast with Arena of Glory. Oh, it's Fury! So Fury, double striking, 3/3, deals damage to each of these little slugs, perhaps. What is my purpose? To die, Tasigur, to die. We've also gotten really lucky. Spawning Pod has shown up in over half of my games so far this morning. So they hit Toxrill, so I wouldn't want to block that, I guess. Okay. I still have Hullbreaker Horror though, so we know what's in their hand. We know it's just the elephant. Sorry, Oliphant. Yeah, and that's game because we have a Toxrill and a Hullbreaker Horror. GG. Baby Jace, or Jace Vryn's Prodigy. This is probably going to be Oops All Counter Spells because, it's a Jace deck. It turns out, Jace players out here, Jason. With this Dark Ritual, I could get an early Grief. I think this is going to be a nicer hand. Start with the Surveil land over the Deathrite Shaman. Put that in my graveyard, since I would like lands. Wizard class, no maximum hand size. Can draw them some cards. Deathrite Shaman. Cracking open the Misty Rainforest. I'm planning on getting the blue-black land here. Watery Grave. Yeah, I love paying life. And I'm gonna keep on doing it. We seize those thoughts. Extra turn. Other Jace. Cold Steel Ickermoon. I hit other Jace, but I can't play it right away. Or Temporal Manipulation, I'll be able to exile it. The more cards I put in their graveyard, though... Okay, I have one piece of removal for it. So I'm going to put the Temporal Manipulation in the grave. Jace, his -3 is like a Snapcaster ability, so he can bring that back. And the more cards that are in their graveyard, the more that they can bring back. I could technically exile this land if I wanted a 3rd mana here. I kind of like just holding up the Memory Lapse, though. It's like Memory Lapse or just like Ramp. I'll hold up the Memory Lapse. Better Triumph. Baby Jace. Slightly more adult Jace. They're just drawing cards. And since that's what they're doing, I'm going to just munch up a card from their graveyard. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, wait. Hope of Girapur. That's fine, actually. Oh, you know, I have this hostage taker. I'll reanimate it. Take that Hope of Girapur. And cast it. And I still have 2 mana up because of Deathrite Shaman's ability to exile my own Misty Rainforest. Hello, Jace. I'll let you resolve. I don't think he's that scary. I imagine they're going to plot this Ickermoon Gauntlet. Maybe they'll loot. And hello, Jace. Just gonna be obnoxious. Put you on top of the deck. And I have 4 damage here. I'll use that to bonk this Jace. Boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna play Prime Speaker Vanifar. Because one of the things we want to do in this deck is pod. This is a pod deck after all, which means we want to turn things into things that cost one more. That's a very nice Ickermoon Gauntlet. There's nothing for them to proliferate right now. No Planeswalkers in play. And they're putting Vanifar back into the deck because they know I can turn my stuff into stuff that can deal with their stuff. Turning this into a 5-drop, turning all sorts of things into all sorts of stuff. You're an artifact, right? Okay, so this could mute an artifact's abilities. Tasigur right now I can get out for 3 mana. I'm just going to exile the commit from their graveyard. And that's fine. They draw, they drop. It's a little loot. And now when they draw cards, they're going to be able to grow Jace, or another creature, if they get one. One, two, three. Don't need those cards. Excellent. Exiling the land. Black mana. Paying 3 life, killing Jace. Nowhere to put those counters, so there's nothing for them to proliferate. And now, let me pod! Please let me pod? Okay, they're not gonna let me pod. A 3 mana 6 cost card, so you turn it into a 7-drop. You gotta get 7 drops in the deck. GG, Jace. General Crete, the Bolt Bringer. Creatures entering deals damage to your opponent's face. Also goblins. It's probably a goblin deck. I built a General Crete deck. It's really fun. It's very fast. It's a bit explosive because it's a goblin that makes more goblins when goblins attack. And yeah, you can just deal some face damage with this. Cavern of Souls, I think I'll name human. We have a pretty wide variety of different creature types in this deck, but Tasigur being a human means that's a good way to get that out. Satyr Wayfinder did find me a land and put 3 things in the graveyard. And it's a command tower, so that is great. That means I can cast Tasigur. Or anything else next turn. Now Mimic, he's naming Goblin. Ooh. I'm like trying to decide if I need to get rid of the Mimic. I could also like see if they cast Crete next turn and bonk the Crete. I think I want to do what my deck does, though, more than anything else. So I'm going to use the Undead Butler. Putting more cards in the graveyard, so I can cast a 1-mana Tasigur. And I'm going to exile Kami Bamboo Groves, Booted Delta, Turn Timber. Biomancers is real fun. Never mind. They don't like that I'm getting 1-mana Tasigur out. And I was gonna turn him into a Hullbreaker Horror next turn, or maybe a Toxrill. The Toxrill would be better for me. But I don't have a choice, because I'm using Spawning Pod, because we don't have Birthing Pod. GG, Crete. Jetmir, Nexus of Revels. I've got 3 sort of mana. I've got some self-mill. I've got some good cards in there. Also, I have, like, 2 ways to bring the lands out of my graveyard into hand. So that's kind of cool. This is one of those things where, like, getting the lands out means less fuel for Tasigur, but it also just means permanent fuel on the board because I have actual mana. Jetmir, this is like the Crater Hoof in the command zone. It gives Vigilance, Trample, and Double Strike, as well as up to +3 additional power to all creatures based on the number of creatures they have. The best way to stop a Jetmir is to wipe the board or have an instant speed way to kill the Jetmir once he's entered. Because usually you play Jetmir, you attack with everything, but if Jetmir dies mid-combat, they all lose the buff. I've played against this person before, for people who are commenting on the name in chat. Red Solo Cook. It's a notable name, so like you remember those. But Jetmir, I need you to keep, or mulligan, yeehaw? Maybe they're having trouble connecting. I know that the internet's a little silly today. There we go. They kept. Enter tapped. I know that I said, like, I want to have instant speed removal for it, but I want to have another land even more. Go for this Llanowar Waste, so I have green mana, and we mill. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I put Reanimate, Muldrotha, and Yavimaya Coast in the grave. Sky Knight Vanguard, a good attacker that makes tokens. Cackling Overseer, since that can block and trade with us. Let's see. Join the Dance, Fairy's Protection, Innkeeper, Manglehorn, Legion's Landing. I can use this in a grave. This will be gaining them life. This will protect them from a lot of my garbage. I'm gonna hit the Join the Dance. This exiles, so it's just not there anymore. And if they trade with this, they'll get a 1-drop. They're not swinging in. I could hold the counter spell here. I'm just double checking. I do not have enough to play Tasigur and Neoform him. So I think I just hold the Urtai. Yeah, this is a counter spell or a kill spell that gives my opponent a card. I could have also Neoformed my Cackling Observer to get something like Hostage Taker, Ravenous Chupacabra. There's a lot of really good stuff at 4, but I'd rather save it for Tasigur since we know they're weenies. I'm actually going to counter that because this card is going to be rough for me. If I can pod Tasigur into Toxrill, everything is going to be just useless to them. Kind of like attacking in with the Observer to try and get them to kill it. I wonder if they'd take it. I don't think they would. I'll attack in with the Urtai. Is this commander new? New to Brawl, but not new overall. Yeah, the +2/+0 on this thing is... woof. And I'm just going to bring out Tasigur here. Exiling the Reanimate and the Muldrotha. Pay the other 4. Perf. And I can Neoform it next turn. Yeah, this is a commander that is from before they started designing commanders to be commanders. Like, legendary creatures didn't used to have so much synergy, so much just, like... I don't want to say ease of build, but, like... you could tell what a card is supposed to do. Yes, the opponent gets to choose which card, so you exile the cards that you don't really want out of the graveyard. They didn't attack with a 3 here. They get a random 1-drop from their deck. Oh no, Swords to Plowshares! Okay, that's fair, I deserve that. Oh, good news. A lot of self-mill. 1 mana turns into 3 mana for my friend Tasigur here. How many lands, actually? None. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves me with... oh, it leaves me with 1. Okay, so I should have left, like, Muldrotha in there. That's fine. Hopefully I don't die here. Yeah, legendary creatures used to be more of, like, you can't have more than one of these at a time. Nice. They gain a bunch of life. They are just short of the big buff for Jetmir, but I think you can still swing here if you want. Nope. So here's the good news. I can do the thing. And I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna sacrifice Tasigur. No, it's not a coin flip. I get to pick. This is just Neo form. Sure is nice that you have so many 1 toughness things that are gonna turn into slugs. GG, Jetmir. Emperor Apotsek Intly the Fourth. He's the guy who cares about the number 4. The boy Emperor who, if you cast a creature that has a power of 4, it gets haste. Toughness of 4, you gain 4 life. And a mana value of 4 or greater, you get another creature. These are all or greater. I should have been more specific. Let's start filling up the graveyard, since they went first, but they didn't have turn 1 ramp, so at least I don't have to worry about turn 2 Boy Emperor. Okay, I can put that in the graveyard. Just trying to fill up the grave for Tasigur, since we have the pod here. Lotus Cobra. I'll play the Fanatic of Ronus over Arcane Signet, since I don't need the mana right away. 4 mana. Here's a Potzak. And I have 1 mana left over. You sure? No, come here, Lotus Cobra. What's wrong? You don't want to hang out with your good friend Amy? Why not? Why not? So I'm gonna use Binding the Old Gods to try and take out their commander. Neat. Next turn, I can get another one of my Surveil lands. And I think I have 3 Surveillance. I may have only put in 2 and taken out the Dimir one, since blue-black are the least frequent colors in my deck. That's okay. I can always go for, like, a Triome. Oh, gosh, that is a Roxanne. Okay, yeah, I didn't put in the 3rd one. I think I just need to kill Roxanne. Oh, I don't have another black source. That's okay. I can play something else. Toxic Deluge. I think that would be good for next turn, actually. I will just set up here. I'll play the Cackling Observer just to attack their hand. But then that just means they're going to throw the rock here. Okay, then I've got Stump Stomp, Trailblazer, Humiliation. I'll hit the Trailblazer. It's gone forever. If I hit the Humiliation, they don't get a card back unless they're running Mox Amber in their deck. Yeah, thankfully that is not a Roxanne with haste. That is just a regular old scary Roxanne. They're throwing a rock at the Observer. That's going to get them a 2-cost card in hand. And they have 2 mana up, so they could cast whatever that is. Hit the Birds of Paradise. Oh, say, it's a 2 or 1 mana thing. Oh, Fanatic with Death Touch. I'm trying to decide if I want to, like, save this or use it or anything. I could. Illusion. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have lots of extra mana from those meteorites. And I'll just bring back out the Fanatic of Ronus, a self-enabling card, which they could remove the abilities of. Do I want to keep up the kill spell? Nah, I already have, like, second board wipe right here. Sort of. Take away its abilities. Okay, so now it's just a vanilla 4/4, which, awesome, can block a Potzak. Ignore that I have, like, 8 life. It's fine. Eight life, but also lots of mana. I could go for Tasigur here. I'm just gonna play Toxrill. It's good. Swinging for 4. They could play something that gets real hasty, real nasty. Just hope that they don't. Okay, begin the enslugging! Archaslam! She does get haste. And they could stomp first to get the damage through. It's a sorcery, though. Okay, so they want to just kill Toxrill. I am okay with that. Stomping. Mm-hmm. A pot that grows. I crack open my fetch land. Just grab it tapped. Like, there we go. Oh, I do have this one. Oh, right. I couldn't get it before because it's not a forest. Wash away. That's probably good to have. Let's start getting some of this stuff out of here. Yeah, it feels good. Do you have a mana cost? Eternalize, do you have no mana cost? No mana cost. Okay, just double checking. And I will turn Tasigur into... Yep. Hullbreaker Horror. And swinging with the Fanatic. So they could flip this back over. It has haste forever, but it will be tapped. Yeah, I will go ahead and counter you. And I will bounce the boy. They replay the boy. The boy returns. Oh, carry the tid. I do have one 8-drop in my deck. I don't know if I want it here. Okay, wait. Cost 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I have to hit all these. Oh, I guess I could have left one. And I'll bounce a meteorite. And I'm going to maybe turn the Fanatic into a 1-drop just so I have a second pod chain. Actually, I'll just swing in here. Yeah, because this flips over tapped. My other 8-drops or my other 7-drops in exile. And I don't really want Grizzlebrand here. So this is fine. Like, yes, I want Grizzlebrand, but it's like, it's not what I crave. Nice and sideways. Ma'am. Oh, we'll reanimate. That's probably worth it. Let me activate Tasigur first, because I can do it for 2 mana. Thank you, Biomancer's Familiar. May I have a Strix? Thank you. Do it again. Okay. Just making it so they have no blockers. And then swing in for lethal. Orb. Bounce it. Good game. And winner, winner, chicken dinner. Swinging in. Perfect. GG, Emperor Pot Secondly the Fourth. Perforos, God of the Forge. Perforos is an impact tremors, but more. Kind of like General Crete. When creatures enter, you hit your opponent's face. But for 2, you can also buff up your creatures, make them stronger, so you can get some extra damage when you attack in. I also thought about building a Perforos deck filled with lots of tokens, maybe some goblins, and lots of good red aggro. Alright, they've got a Feldon here. I think Fanatic Aronis would be fine, but I'm just going to take out this creature. If I block this and deal damage to it, like even with something that's not killing it, they would get some card advantage, and I don't want that. Nice! A Krenko! I feel like I can buy myself a turn with the Deluge. If they attack in first, they'll be getting a lot of damage with the Perforos, though. Which puts me in this spot of, like... Do I want to prevent this damage now? Yeah, I should probably do that. I'll grab this Overgrown Tomb. 1, 2. Yeah, because even just like 2 goblins and the damage from the attack would have been a lot. Here comes Perforos. Fanatic of Ronus. Can tap for big mana. Is Stitcher Supplier going to fill up that graveyard so I can get this Tasigur out bright and early? Ooh, I got some goodies in the graveyard now. I think I'll exile everything but Shouldered Muldrotha. Uh-oh, and a Screaming Nemesis. If I block this, it'll make it so I can't gain life. I'm like thinking, do I have any life gain available to me right now? I do have life gain in the deck. But it's not here. Oh, they're hitting to Stitcher Supplier. Thank you. Thank you for filling up my graveyard. I really appreciate that. So I'm going to go for Tasigur here. Exiling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, those 5 seem good. That's going to let the Fanatic of Ronus tap for more mana. So now this taps for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We love that. Well, I love that. I can either go Chupacabra or Binding. I'm going to go for Binding on the Screaming Nemesis. And then play the Solar Transformer for a little extra mana. Oh, somebody's asking, do I normally have the retro styles for the fetch lands? No. Something that happened when Pioneer Masters came out is, and I do not know why this happened, the style changed on the cards. Genuinely no idea why that happened. Hey, Grizzlebrand. You're my life gain. But how do I survive to you? I can kill a thing, but I can't stop Perforos if more things enter. I think having the Vannifar out would be great. Chick. I think I have to let the chick attack, because otherwise they can bring it back anyway. I'll hit the Reckless Lackey. Since there are some hasty things, I won't attack in with Tasigur. Ooh, it's the Skitterbeam Battalion! 3 Skitterbeam Battalions are going to enter! Perforos now, by the way, also able to attack, but it doesn't matter because I'm getting booped, bopped, and bonked. GG, Perforos. Kaiju Dance Party on there. Borborygmos and Fibblethip. This person plays this deck a lot. And I respect that, because it's a pretty good Borborygmos and Fibblethip deck. I've also watched this deck like go through different evolutions. It's weird when you play this much Brawl. This deck went from being mostly creature-based to a lot more tempo and counterspells, back to being more creature-based. This all happened just from my observations of playing against it. Anyway, I got a turn 1 big mill, so I can play Tasigur pretty early. I can also mill on turn 2, and I probably will. Oh, Yoshi Stomper, thank you for the sub. Birds of Paradise, starting with that ramp. Verdant Catacombs. Gonna grab... Overgrown. Mill. And swinging in for 1. I have 7 cards in my graveyard, so Tasigur costs 1 mana next turn. They're exploring and finding a land. Hinterland Harbor. Oh, the Fallout lands of it. Oh, Sylvan Caryatid, right, that got added. I forgot that got added into Arena. It's a good one. Since I don't have anything else to cast this turn, I'll go for this Surveilland, this fetch. Wreck Sage, there's nothing for me to wreck. Tasigur, exiling 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's that way. Now I just pay 2. I'll swing in with my 2 1s. Yeah, I like when people have a favorite deck. I think that, like, the deck people probably match against me playing the most is Nicol Bolas, because I'm just always out here doing crime. They didn't throw any lands, probably because these have on-death abilities that are good. I could go for activating Tasigur, holding up this Urtai. Lots of different choices here. I like hold up Urtai to kill Borborygmos before he attacks. Borborygmos and Double Thup. Bop it. Oh, Melon King Sky, thank you for the 6-month resub. Excellent. We still have 6 mana. Bonnie Paul, making a big gal with reach and a cow too. A land. If they attack in, they will also get a land back from graveyard. Or from hand and just put it into play. I have enough cards to trigger Jet Collector here. And I'll use that for Glarb. Might be a land on top, we'll find out. Ooh, Overlord of the Baelmerk. Another good way to fill up my graveyard on turn 2. Bonnie's coming in. Bo's coming in. I'll block with Glarb and Stitcher Supplier. Glarb has Death Touch. And we mill that Overlord. And some other stuff. Ooh, a Fanatic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. 9 mana. It could be anything. It could even be a Hugs for X equals 5. Oh my god, Hugs for X equals 5. Or fun. What am I feeling? Sacrificing Sir Buttlesworth. I'm exiling it. Fanatic from the graveyard. I think Chupacabra or Hostage Taker, but since they could replay their commander and possibly blast it, I'm gonna go Chups. Oh no, I just realized I didn't leave any green up. My bad. Do I have a 1-drop? I do, it's the Stitcher Supplier. Grab it. Mill it! So they have Domri Anarch of Bolas, which can be used to fight. Also Vorinclex, who gets 2 forests. This is Vorinclex with reach. Also, when this Stitcher Supplier dies, it will not be getting 3 more cards in a graveyard. Not that I think I need 3 more cards in a graveyard. I've got plenty, thanks. What do I even have in the graveyard? A bunch of stuff. Hey, Domri. We fighting? Hitting the Chups? Yeah, the alternate art for this makes it look like the other Chupacabras, or not Chupacabras, what? The other Vorinclexes. Okay, there it goes. I could take an extra turn. Don't think I need to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it back. Bonking the Vorinclex. swing both at Domri, but leave back the Jet Collector. Ooh, a Growth Spiral. The Vorinclex is no more Inclex. Wandertail Mentor, if they cast 4 mana of spells, it gets a +1/+1 counter. It's kind of cool. First time each turn they do it. Yay! I imagine you discard a land to kill Jet Collector. Yeah. Feels right. Uro is escaping, I think. Oh no, Otawara to bounce. They just want to deal a lot of damage. But now I can Chupacabra again. Wonder what the biggest thing I could reanimate is. Bonnie. Lumra. Lumra. Go to 2. Temporally manipulate. For breaching. Hostage taker. Fury. Remove the blockers, swing in for lethal. Nice. GG, Borborin Fibblethub. Eowyn Fearless Knight. On enter to the battlefield, she exiles a creature that has a higher power than herself. And then she gives protection to the colors of that creature to all your legendaries. I don't have too exciting of a hand here, but I have Biomancers, Neoforms, so we can turn it into something better, and a reanimate in case some creatures end up in the graveyard. Dark Ritual. Cool, maybe later. Good for the children. If it's good for the children, it's good for me. Oh, Tome of Legends. Oh, that's a nice draw right there. Getting the Fanatic Erodus makes me happy. This is just such a stupid card. Why does it tap for 4 mana? Why is it a 1/4? It's going to exile. That's where it belongs. Could hold up the Tide Binder. I'll play the Familiar. I was thinking, like, do I want to just throw down a Sheoldred? No, because then the Sheoldred gets exiled. Tasigur also would get exiled. Ooh, Heraldic Banner. Making this thing buff. Swinging in? Maybe not swinging in. Come in here. I wanted to reanimate it. All right, fine. I'm going to chill on the Tidebinder. They draw a card. I could also have countered that ability and removed the abilities of this, but no need to. Does that mean Tasigur? Oh, does that mean Eowyn can't exile Tasigur? Oh yeah, because she would also have 4 power. This won't be triggering this turn. But I can still play you to Neoform into a 4-drop. And I will. Give me that Ravenous Choop. Boop. Our 4-drops have so much good stuff. Yeah, I guess I'll also Dank Ritual. Sheoldred. Because you'll also have 4 power so long as the banner's out. Swing for 2. I've got a much bigger board than I did last turn. Hey, Eowyn. Sorry, you buffed your creature, so it can't exile these anymore. Thank you, Heraldic Banner. Oh, Flowering of the White Tree, she's even bigger! I guess I'll block. I like stuff in my graveyard. Oh, hello, Muldrotha. How much do I want to get out of my graveyard here? Just take out the Dark Ritual in Neo form. Tide. No, I only need to hit one, so I'll just hit the Dark Ritual. It's like I can clean up my graveyard for the Delve activation. No, I want to activate. Yeah, let's do it. All of them, out. Biomancer, you're gonna get me the goods, right? Or no, I activate you. There we go. Tasigur activation. Sweet, free mana drain. And I will grab Aurelia so I can throw hands. Nice. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I built this deck myself. That's why it's so bad. I like that the Aurelia also got the draw card trigger. Tome of Legends, getting them another card drawn. Authority to consoles, my cards will now enter tapped. And Mondrak to double up tokens. You don't make tokens. I mean, I can just keep doing this for 2 mana, so like... May I have some more? Please, sir. Even more, please, sir. I did put an 8-drop in this deck. It is Grizzlebrand. I'm just like, I put this in for you. Two mana, get a non-land. Yeah. My opponent gets to choose, but sometimes I don't have a choice. Andrel, Flame of the West. Andrel, give me 3 mana. This would be making 4 tokens that are all attacking, and I don't want that. Cash is welcome. Good game. Yeah, I'm just gonna swing in with everything. Bye-bye, mana. The Birds of Paradise is also swinging in because it gets 3 extra damage, and I just think that's neat. Why is Tasigur's ability only casting 2? Biomancer's familiar. Tell her to get out of here? Okay. Fine. Good game, though. It's actually kind of funny to see, like, a white deck buffing their own creatures make their ability go away. Eowyn got too strong. Couldn't take out those Nazgul. It's mono white angels with Giada, Font of Hope. I have a turn 1 Thoughtseize, so I'm going to keep this hand, even though I don't have any way to cast that mana drain. Turn 2, they're probably just casting Giada since she helped ramp to their other angels, and she's also just like a crazy good card. What do you have here? Oh, they could go for the bishop first. I will drop Gisela. I kind of like leading with bishops sometimes if you don't have a 4-mana thing, since that life gain's pretty stellar. That's a land, so I'm going to keep it on top. Otherwise, I probably would have put it in the grave. Bishop of Wings. I could either hold up the mana drain, play 6, or go for the Cackling Observer. I'm going to go for the Cackling Observer here. I want to make sure I get another blue source. Perfect. Try to cut them off from their curve. Enduring Angel would be one that they can cast next turn, so I'll hit that. And now if they want to swing in, they can trade. Foundation's had some great lower cost angels. Yeah, it's really nice. I could technically pod this. I think it's better to just hold the mana drain. Looks like I could Neoform and still have this, right? Oh no, because I need the blue. I wouldn't be able to. Could also have bolted this in for Nashi. I'm good. I would like 6 mana, please and thank you. And 6 mana seems like a great opportunity to breach the multiverse. I like how one card got put into my graveyard, and then it's like, never mind, I'm out. Fair. Breach the multiverse. I was gonna get their angels back. Tasigur, the Golden Fang. Hey, wait a minute. That's my commander. I wonder if they're playing the pod version or the other version I ran into when I was testing my deck, which is just all control spells. You can fill up your graveyard just by casting good control spells. And that's not a bad way to build the deck. I will go ahead and use the Kami here to put the Gloom Lake Verge in play. Yeah, it could be Sultai Control. It could be an ultimatum deck. It could be a deck that's looking to loop infinite turns. Or it could be my version of the deck. I don't know. Yeah, Nashi 0.5. Krydle! Oh, maybe it's something completely different altogether. Because that's an unblockable maker. Maybe they're like doing some funky combos. I'll get black mana eventually. Maybe. Debatably. No. Nadu? Nadu? No. It could be a different kind of Sultai good stuff. Thank you for milling me, by the way. The Tasigur deck, appreciate that. Okay, this gets me a bunch of black mana here. I'm kind of chill with just killing everything. Let's Thoughtseize first. What do you have? Awakening, Aquazots, and Kiora. Oh, Kiora's a fun one to fill up the graveyard. I'm gonna put 2 Hot to Zot in there. Pay 4 life, so Nadu's double dead. Look, they'll have a curve for reanimating. Or they could just use all this to cast Tasigur. Yeah, so like I'm Tasigur Pod, which is such a weird thing to build, but yeah, it's worked out for me. It's similar to how a lot of people will build him in Commander. That's how we ended up building Tasigur as Tasigur Pod. Not playing Tasigur. Ooh, Scrub God. Okay, they don't have any removal. So like, yeah, I could do this or I could do that. I really want to get this Tasigur out, but like, I also really want the Scarab God. I am gonna play this. I'm going to exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leaving the Tireless Provisioner in there so I can maybe reanimate it with the Scarab God. And I'm gonna put an upkeep stop, because maybe I want to hit like Aquazots or the Nadu from their graveyard. That also sounds really good. Kiora, if she gets to attack in, she will be making an 8/8 octopus. Yeah, there's no birthing pod in Brawl. We just have the birthing pod that doesn't let you pick which card you get, which I kind of love. And we have Vannifar, who as a commander can combo. Alright, yeah, they're exiling pieces from their graveyard. since there's so dang many of them. But now Kiora will make the octopus. Lockin'? Rockin'? Okay, they hit the creature out of their graveyard. I will do this. And they can mill too for Kiora's. Oh, the profane. It's kind of a land. I want something more exciting. Okay, I guess it's more exciting. Yeah, so they took the creatures out so I wouldn't be able to take them. I think you activate Tasigur once and then attack with Kiora. Oh, Jet Collector! Yes! I also have Jet Collector in mine. This is one of those cards that people will oftentimes ignore digital in the cards when they're building their decks. They shouldn't, because this one rules. I love Jet Collector. They get themselves a Mox. It's so easy to trigger. Yup. How come you didn't play your Mox, Jet? Grist into Jet Collector. Oh, what a way to start a game. Here comes the Jet. There's no creatures in there for them to grab. They mill? Coastal Piracy. Yeah, you can have Coastal Piracy. Before you declare attackers, I'll kill Kiora. So, no octopus. And then I will take the Kiora for myself. What did I mill? Oh wait, I have a Muldrotha. And a Ravenous Chupacabra. Okay, you can bring that back with your Jet Collector. That's fine. Shifting Woodland. I have land in the graveyard I can bring back. Yay! See? Now you can bring back that Kiora. Very mastermind. Oh, they'll get to draw cards. And if I draw cards, they'll also get to draw cards. Actively activating Tasigur. Hey, I activated Tasigur a bunch today. It was great. Everybody should be very proud of me. Oh, they firmly grasped it. Command tower. So just kill the Jet Collector. I'm fine with them drawing cards. But reanimation, that's where I draw the line. Only I can mess with the undead. Swinging with the Scrob. Yeah, they have like this unblockable damage on hit theme because we saw the Cridle too. Yeah, Cridle. I love my Necromancy. I want that Jet Collector. I want it so bad. Oh, Preacher to Schisms! Yeah, there's a lot of like on-hit and on-attack stuff. That's just nice because you can use it from the graveyard and it surveils. snuggle and copter. Okay. Surveil land. What's on top? Okay, it's a regular land. I could rift them. That sounds bad. That actually sounds not bad. I'll do that. And a Basate. I don't need both. I just wanted an untapped mana source here. Hinterland Harbor. Throw them all back. And then swinging for lethal. Spacebar! Spacebar is great. GG, other Tasigur. Roxanne, Starfall, Savant. I have a feeling this is going to be a tough match since they're going to be going really, really fast. And almost all my creatures die to Roxanne throwing rocks at them. I've got this Baleful Strix and Clifftop Lookout, though, so I'm going to hope I can keep them in check with a Baleful Mastery, maybe take some extra turns and all that stuff. Start with the Hinterland Harbor. Dark Slick Shores. Drawing a card off the Baleful Strix. Oh, and I should introduce Roxanne. She throws rocks at things, and the rocks deal 2 damage. She makes them when she enters or attacks. And she also can have them tap for 2 mana at a time, which is kind of terrifying since that's a lot of mana. I want to go for Clifftop Lookout this turn. Or versus holding it mana drain. I think I want the Clifftop Lookout. Let's see what land it finds. Sweet, Deathcap Glade. Swing for 1. Yeah, oftentimes there's haste enablers in this, and doublers of the ability, like Roaming Throne. And pass. Also, she's a druid. Druid. Ooh, a Vivian? I think I let you resolve.
Watch out.
Plus or minus?
Oh, I've made lots of friends in this town.
A Pawk? Paying the ward. And I get to draw a card. Why does it have ward 2? It's a good question. Wish I knew. Just gonna go ahead and bonk ya. Bing bonk.
Scars are lessons written in skin.
Ooh, a breach. I was gonna hold up a mana drain, but now I kind of want to get silly. Oh. That's some good silly right there. How about we go for Domri and Overlord, putting Grizzlebrand in hand, maybe? Oh, there's the choices! The freaking choices here! I'm gonna go Overlord, putting... No, I'm just gonna... It's Grizzlebrand. I want the Grizzy. Kill Vivian.
I'll be back.
I don't have anything to fight with the Grizzlebrand yet. But it's just... Ooh! It's a Grizzlebrand! That'll win me the game. Nice. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Tasigur got a lot of good stuff going on. This is one of those decks that, because we're in Sultai-colors, we just have access to some really, really good cards. If you want to, you can turn this into a control deck that's not really doing the pod thing. It's not creature-based. It's just using Tasigur for value or to recur infinite extra turns. That's just not what I did. I did run into other Tasigurs doing that, and I think I beat all of them because of the power that is enter the battlefield stuff. I really like getting to build decks that are based around creatures, but sometimes this ultimatum will just win the game. So if you're playing an Emergent Ultimatum version of the deck, you'll have a very different strategy and a different way to play versus this deck, which is self-milling, getting out that Tasigur, and then getting silly with it. I think that this is a pretty fun deck, and I think a lot of people have a fondness for Tasigur because he is one of the stronger commanders that was designed before Legends were designed to be commanders. So yeah, Tasigur, the Golden Fang. cool card. If you're looking for my deck list, it's in the description below. And if you'd like to suggest a commander, especially one from Pioneer Masters or Foundations or Jumpstart 2025 or Foundations, Jumpstart, whatever you want to call it, leave a comment. Let me know. There are so many legendary creatures to build around. A lot of the ones from Pioneer Masters like this, they're not actually that good to build as commanders just because they're very, very narrow in their design. Because again, the Pioneer Master stuff was all from like 10 years ago. These are cards that were designed before we made all of our legends meant to be commanders. So yeah, it's definitely a different brewing experience. I have a couple of them that I'm hoping to brew, and I'm considering maybe even trying to build a mill deck just for kicks and giggles, because, you know, why not? Why not try to mill a 100 card deck? I believe in my ability to do it badly, using the toughness of my creatures and a Theros god. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.